Yeah, so I ended up checking you guys out recently, and I saw that 25th anniversary coming up, right?
This is it.
This is it.
This year is the 25th anniversary
Yeah.
for Tragic Visions.
So that tripped me out for a quick second because I was going to go do my homework, and I saw like 4 albums up on Spotify from the last handful of years, and even that impressed me, to be honest, because it's hard to sustain that amount of output. And you guys, I clicked on them expecting to see like a single every time, and it was like, no, it's a full ass album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So me as a musician, impressed. You know what I mean? That you were able to keep up with that sort of creative output. That's amazing. How do you guys do that? Like, what is it? Do you guys write? Do you guys just hang out, jam all the time, or?
Well, we're from a really small town. There's not much to do, especially not as much now. Like, it's harder now for something like that. But back in the day, you're in a small town. There's nothing to do. You could just be some loser fuck up drug addict, or you could have some kind of hobby.
Yeah.
And I'm always like addicted to some type of hobby. And you gotta just put it, you have like this addiction. Yeah, you gotta just do something.
Yeah.
And we like to keep, like, I think, like that 90s feel, like
Yeah.
where, like, if you can't listen to the whole album, it's not worth, if you're making an EP, cool, but, if you can't listen to the whole album, then you didn't make a good album. You know what I mean?
No,
so we try to keep
I-
some like that 90s feel.
I personally love that like attitude towards music.
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong, the singles and stuff is cool, but like me as just a fan,
Yeah.
I like to be able to sit there and listen and like really just vibe on.
Yeah,
whatever it
I'm
is
not
just
knocking
they're
bands that make
putting out,
singles.
you know?
That's cool
Totally,
too.
yeah.
But like, a single's just a song. Like,
Yeah.
like an album's kind of an experience, kind of a feel. I think.
Totally.
I don't know.
So is that how you approach when you're
I
writing?
mean,
Do you have that in mind, or are there themes, or like
He does more of the writing,
Okay.
but yeah, I think that's kind of, is that kind of where you go with it, or kind of your thought?
What was it?
Like kind of the 90s idea where you need to make a whole album, or it's kind of
Do you approach it like are there themes that you have for like certain albums, or like
I feel the effort, and financially it's more worth having an album than a single, because you're paying for this promotion, and you're either promoting one song or you're promoting all these songs.
yeah.
So like if you're gonna be promoting an album's worth of songs, that's a shit ton of money. So
Oh yeah.
if you're gonna release every song as a single and you got all these songs, I feel like it's better as an album than
I agree.
just single.
Are you all do you all self-produce? You guys record yourselves and everything?
Yeah.
Nice.
And
There's
a
a good
lot
bit
of-
of freedom in that, huh?
Well, I mean, a lot of times also I listen to other stuff, and there is a bit of freedom in it, but also like I hear my limitations, and I'm not as good as the other.
I think that's probably your inner critic, man, because I feel like certain genres, like in this being one of them, people want it to sound a little warm, want it to sound a little lo-fi. If you were to come at them with like this super ultra clean production, they might actually turn people off,
Yeah.
Dark wave is another genre like that, where it's like if it doesn't sound warm and like it came off a cassette, they don't want it, you know what I mean? So that's actually you probably got that going for you, man. Immediately when I listened to you all, it did remind me of 90s. So it reminded me of, so we talked a little bit about this earlier, but I was more into like the popular stuff, like the industrial metal stuff, Nine Inch Nails and all that stuff, what a Ministry, all that. But I'll never forget, had a friend that consistently tried to get me into like Skinny Puppy, Frontline Assembly and stuff, or what was that? Frontline 242, is that their name?
Front 242, yeah.
A handful of artists like that he was always trying to get me into, and maybe it was just too abrasive for me at the time, and now I'm getting all into all that stuff, so immediately upon listening to you all, I was like, oh, this is the good shit. Yeah.
I mean, I'd say that the Wax Trax era was
Yeah.
definitely our thing. Like,
Yeah.
Front 242, anything Al Jorgensen touches is pretty much gold.
Oh, yeah.
Back then, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, stuff like that. Yeah.
So I feel like a little bit of that's coming back. I saw an artist here, XR, a handful of months ago, and I was blown away because, again, that same feeling I had of listening to this,
I would love if
like,
that came back.
ultra aggressive,
Yeah.
in your face kind of
Dancey, but,
yes,
like,
and that's a perfect way of saying
heavy,
it, 'cause
yeah.
he was all over the place, man.
Yeah,
When I saw that, I was like, this is just as insane as all these crazy deathcore, death metal
Yeah,
shows
sure,
I've been
sure.
to,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like completely different vibe.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
amazing. It just blew my mind. So I'm all for seeing more of that in this area,
Yeah.
or just in
Same
California
here.
in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
you guys are on the road, so I'm curious if you've seen a little bit more of that, popping up around and.
Yeah, for sure. These days, this type of different music, kids and everything are super neat because like I said, we're having our 25th anniversary, so we're not young.
Yeah,
We're getting pretty old. This is what's been going on the last few years. This is something different. This is something good going on. 'Cause we back in the day, we're playing like backyards and shit like that.
Yeah, I did a good bit of that too. Yeah.
And you'd play some show and you're lucky to have anybody come out or anything. And
Yeah.
What's going on now is pretty good.
Oh yeah, I agree. Again, the only actual Darkwave show I've seen live was here, and it was amazing, man. People were like dancing all night. It was such a cool vibe. The show ended, and then the DJ just like turned it up, and everybody just kept going. I was like, this is fucking sick, dude. Like, why don't we do more of this? Yeah, it was awesome, man. It was such a it was such a dope night, man. So thank God for this place, but I really hope that we, this is
I feel
a resurgence that doesn't end anytime soon.
This place right here, I've told people, I'm like, this is so unique. Like this is like a CBGB's of Fresno.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like that. No, and I'm of the mindset that if we had one of these in every town, the culture as a whole would be so different. You know what I mean? It's such a free area for artists to come and express themselves however they do. Whether it's a visual medium or he does a lot of skate stuff here with he has a charity that they do with skating and stuff like that, and just so much cool stuff. Silk screening, there's a silk screener right there next to us. It's like, man, dude, I really wish we had more places like this accessible to all ages, like this place. You know what I mean? And really just as creative like hubs.
Take out the rules and let people take out the rules and let people kind of express themselves or their art and stuff like that. Yeah.
And not have to fit into some sort of paradigm. That's already pre-established. So.
Yeah. That's kind of what we like about it, I think. About here specifically, or when we can play, because sometimes we like to make a little bit of a mess, or sometimes we like to get a little crazy.
And the people here, Franco and his wife, they're always super cool to us and stuff. They don't like some places. They're like, we're never gonna let you play here again if you do some bullshit like that again or something.
And here they ask you back. That's awesome. So you mentioned there's some new recordings coming. What are you working on?
Well, officially it was supposed to be about next week, but the digital distributor, it's pretty much already released everywhere. So it's already out there. Ruin is our latest album, and it's the official release date was supposed to be the 22nd, but all the major digital streaming services already have it.
Okay. Yeah. No, I can't wait to hear that, because I just started getting into you all, digging through your library. I'm curious too. Is there, so 25 years? Are there there has to be more material that's just not been digitized yet? You know what I mean? Any plans with that, or?
Well, that's basically what's going on now.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Nice. That's really cool.
I mean, we've been playing since '99, so we've been playing since high school. So we've had 4 or 5, I don't know, more 6, 8 CDs, and we put them all out there, and then kind of took them all back because they're on older sites, or they weren't really being distributed as much as back then. I think we kind of rebranded ourselves and kind of are starting to put them back out, kind of a thing.
I just think it's sick because it's that's authentically 90s or early 2000s.
Exactly,
you don't have to try and write like that or anything. We wrote this back in 99 and 2000. I think that's awesome. That makes me even more excited.
It's kind of easy in a sense because we've already got a lot of it down, but we're just kind of maybe we're fixing things up about it, making it sound more like us now as opposed to us then or whatever. But different band members have come and gone, so it's okay, well, you know, things that suit me and David more than whoever else was in the band, or
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
That's sick, dude. I'm hella amped up to hear you guys' stuff, man. Like, now that I have a little bit of more of a background on how it was all put together and stuff, and how you're releasing it and stuff. That's awesome.
It should be a fun night.
You mentioned possibly, that's you guys are playing a little bit more because you're trying to support all this material and stuff that you're putting out. What are the plans for that? Like,
we are trying to play a little bit more, but we have been playing also last few years too. But back in the day, we used to do like little tours and stuff. We're not necessarily doing that so much anymore because it's not so much financially
not as feasible right now.
Yeah.
No, I get that. It's I've been feeling that noose tightening around me a little bit too, man. It's hard to keep getting around, and but it's always worth it in the end. I love our scene. I love all the communities across California I've been running into, and that's actually something I hope to help out with, is trying to, hey, you should go play here. You should check this spot out. I found this cool little hole in the wall that, all these it always seems to matter, like a community that's generated around it. You know what I mean? If they can consistently get 30 to 50 people showing up, you know what I mean? You got a community now. Now you can kind of reliably kind of have shows going on and stuff, kind of like this place. You know what I mean? So that's really cool, man. I'm glad I got to sit down with you all. I'm like insanely excited to see you all live. I really hope you sound as abrasive as like what I listened to. Like I'm itching for it, man. Where can people find you online? Like socials to reach you at, or?
Well, right now the biggest thing is probably Instagram.
Yeah, that's us too.
What are we right now?
Tragic_visions 99, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are on Bandcamp too, right? I thought I saw some.
Yeah,
going too
Bandcamp.
and stuff like that, so.
I don't know, just Tragic Vision.
I
don't know.
Find us on Spotify, iTunes.
I actually found it
Yeah,
super fast.
yeah,
I typed in Tragic Visions Fresno, California, and found interviews you guys had recently, which you guys have done a lot recently, which is really cool. And found your music and stuff. So yeah, I didn't have a hard time at all finding you also. Thank you for sitting down with me, man. This is cool. Like, I can't wait to watch you guys in a handful of minutes here. So awesome. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, man. That was good. This is great, man. Thank you. No. Thank you. I can't wait to have you guys all in it.